Okay, I want to tell a story about my first encounter with the Min Min light. It was around about 2008. I was about 9 to 10 years old. I was travelling from Shepparton to Hay to see friends in Hay. At the halfway point, there was a highway of nothing. When we stopped the car, we all got out to go use the bathroom. On our way back, I was with a friend of mine, I'm going to call her Sam. We were talking and we both hear a deep humming sound. We both look up at the car and there was a single ball of light split into 3 balls of light with cones of light jetting out like lightning and touching the car itself. Then all three balls of light then turned to my friend Sam and myself. It formed a circular pattern, then started to scan us. That's all I can say about that. Looking back at it years later, there were 3 to 4 things that connect, like the connection between Sam and myself. One, we all lost 3 hours. So both of us lost 3 hours, and the other members of the car, in the family in the car, lost 2 hours. Both of us were found 2 to 3 kilometers away from the car. We were both very thirsty as fuck. Yes, we couldn't drink anything because we physically were throwing up this water. It got to the point where we were so desperate we could drink anything liquid, including human blood, apparently. 4, we had heightened senses such as smell and taste and hearing. This lasted for about a couple of weeks afterwards. It got to the point where my friend and her kids, my friend was a older lady and I was friends with her kid, her daughter in particular, and I ended up becoming friends with the kid's mother. That was a tangent, but I had to explain that. Said to me, Chris, I have... So she kept smelling and tasting things and hearing things coming from the next house, and of course this circle became smaller and smaller until she could barely smell anything, which we found was interesting. And I'm going to put a 5th one down. We both have many problems now, as in my eyesight got really, really bad to the point where I tried to get into the army at one point in my life, and my eyesight was so bad that I couldn't get into the military. I have heart problems now as a result, and no one in my family has heart problems, as far as I could tell. She herself has skin problems. She has constant dry itching everywhere, and there are a myriad of problems of her, and I can't say them out loud because she doesn't want me to say them out loud. So I'll give you some pointers for everyone. The year was 2008, where we were going from Shepparton to Hay at 9 p.m. at night, give or take. People involved was my friend, I want to call her Elizabeth, Sam, her mum, Sam's son, Tony, we're going to call him that, my mother and myself. What did we see? Min Min lights scanning us in quotation marks. us and the car. And what we felt, so the other kids involved, so Elizabeth and Tony and also my mother, didn't feel this fear because they didn't realize that we were gone. But both Sam and I it was just fear, pure fear. Then a calming, tranquil feeling. Oh, we can't describe this feeling. It was like you've been outside in the hot weather and then all of a sudden coldness grips your spine. That feeling. To this day, I have PTSD from it. Some things scare the shit out of me as well. I don't know how this could have happened. To this day, Sam and I don't know how this could have happened. It scares me to think if there was something more out there watching us. And by the way, I do live in Australia, and I have heard stories like this all my life. Stories from Sam's people. She's an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, and she says that there are stories of what people call min lights and great monkeys, monkeys walking on hind-legs. We call them yowies or big feet. They're all out here. Australia is a strange country. I'm surprised we haven't found any of these things yet properly, but going back to the experience, I don't know if this affected me somehow or not, but coming back from it, I have the ability to see and feel spirits. I don't know if this is because of the experience, or it awoken something in my DNA, or but ever since the incident in 2008, this experience happens to me a lot. And yes, okay, I had it before then a little bit, but it wasn't big like now. So do with that as you will. Don't hunt me down for it. This is going to be the second episode for Standing Water, podcast 1 in particular. I hope you enjoyed it. I can only do 15 minutes. I would like to cover more things in depth. My story is one of hundreds. Do your own research on the Min lights. It's really, really impressive to see that. And yeah. Night, everyone, and cut.